We're sharing the top 22 tips to help you craft compelling and tailored Chat GPT responses. Let's dive in. Tip number 1, set the tone. Let Chat GPT know the desired tone, whether it's formal, casual, informative, or persuasive. Tip number 2, format. Define the format you prefer, such as an essay, bullet points, outline, script, or even a dialogue. Tip number 3, act as. Tell ChatGPT the role or perspective you want it to adopt, whether it's an expert, critic, or enthusiast. Tip number 4, objective. State the goal or purpose of the response, whether you want to inform, persuade, or entertain. Tip number 5, context. Provide background information, data, or any relevant context to ensure accurate content generation. Tip number 6, scope. Define the scope or range of the topic you want ChatGPT to cover. Tip number 7, keywords. List important keywords or phrases that you'd like to include. Tip number 8, limitations. Specify any constraints, such as word or character count, that should adhere to. Tip number 9, examples. Share examples of the desired style, structure, or content to help ChatGPT understand your preferences. Tip number 10, deadline. If you have a time-sensitive request, let ChatGPT know the deadline or time frame. Tip number 11, audience. Specify your target audience, so ChatGPT can tailor the content accordingly. Tip number 12, language. If you want the response in a language different from the prompt, mention it. Tip number 13, citations. If you'd like to include citations or sources, let ChatGPT know. Tip number 14, points of view. Ask ChatGPT to consider multiple perspectives or opinions to enrich the response. Tip number 15, counterarguments. Request ChatGPT to address potential counterarguments to strengthen the discussion. Tip number 16, terminology. Specify any industry-specific or technical terms to use or avoid. Tip number 17, analogies. Encourage ChatGPT to use analogies or examples to clarify complex concepts. Tip number 18, quotes. If you want relevant quotes or statements from experts, feel free to ask. Tip number 19, statistics. If you'd like to incorporate statistics or data to support claims, mention it. Tip number 20, visual elements. Inquire about including visual elements like charts, graphs, or images for enhanced engagement. Tip number 21, call to action. Request a clear call to action or suggest the next steps for your audience. Tip number 22, sensitivity. Let ChatGPT know if there are any sensitive topics or issues that need to be handled with care or avoided. Based on these number 22 tips, now I want to give you an example on how you can use this 22 tips to chat with ChatGPT. What you can do is copy these tips to ChatGPT. First, you need to tell ChatGPT that this is what you will be doing. For example, you can type, "Hey ChatGPT, your task is to create a prompt based on these 22 points below. If you understand, say, I will provide the task 1 response with I. Then paste the 22 points in the chat. ChatGPT will then answer your questions. After that, you can ask ChatGPT to prepare the prompt. As an example, I asked ChatGPT to prepare a prompt for an article of role of Reserve Bank in tackling inflation. Once ChatGPT prepared and answered, copy the prompt and open a new chat to start a new conversation. This is so ChatGPT didn't get confused with our previous instructions. In this new chat, you can ask ChatGPT to prepare an article based on the title below, with the pasted prompt. Once answered, you can ask ChatGPT back on how he answered all the points stated in our prompt. If he missed anything, he will fix the article. I hope this helps with your ChatGPT journey, whether you are a teacher, researcher, student, or even YouTuber looking to create a script. By following these tips, we'll work together to create content that can draw your audience and showcases the true power of AI. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more AI and ChatGPT tips. Let me know in the comment below if you want these tips in your mailbox.